Okay, yan. Okay na. Good afternoon, everyone. Once again, today is a beautiful day. My name is Dale, your Entertainment News Portal correspondent. And this afternoon, we are delighted to have one of the most beautiful, phenomenal, and empowered woman. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to introduce Miss Universe Philippines 2020 candidate from Parañaque, Miss Maria Ysabella Ismael.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. I'm Bella. You may call me Bella. Thank you so much for joining us today in this really gloomy afternoon. But thank you
Yeah.
likewise. Thank you anyway. I hope we can provide you guys with a little bit of sunshine.
Okay, Bella, can you first introduce who is Bella to our audience?
Well, who is Bella? A lot of you know me as the ballerina beauty queen because, I've been dancing ballet ever since. And because I've started at a young age, it's been a part of my identity. It's been a part of who I am ever since I was a kid. So aside from that, I'm from Parañaque, born and raised. Very proud Filipina here. What else? I'm a mental health advocate. So I'm very passionate about mental health awareness, mental health education, because I think it's both important not only to be
Excuse
aware
me.
of what mental health is, but also to understand what goes on, what it's about, how it can help you, whether you're experiencing issues with whatever it might be, or if you're not, it's good to know. I also have a degree in AV psychology and I graduated from De La Salle University, Manila. I'm very proud of that. I think it's a great achievement because it really takes a lot to be able to study something and to make it your passion. So that's a little bit about me, but I would love to hear some of your questions if you have any, if you want to get to know me more on a more personal level, if you want to get my thoughts on anything, just comment down below and I think I'll be asked the questions by Dale.
Yes, please don't forget to write down your comments on the comment section. It may be a question. If you want to ask something about Bella, just feel free to comment it down. And if you have a message or shout out, just feel free. Okay? I'll be reading all of your comments to our guests for today. So, Bella, you are representing the Parañaque.
Yeah.
So, what is interesting about Parañaque?
Well, Parañaque, we like to call ourselves, or we're known as the mega city by the bay because we have so much land, but it actually now, it's quite modernized already because of all the infrastructure and the developments that have been created. But Parañaque has always been known, well, at least before, it's been known as the city by the bay. In fact, actually, before we used to have beaches in Parañaque City. Can you believe that? Nowadays, when you think about the beach nearby, it's Batangas usually, but in Parañaque, we used to have beaches. A lot of people used to come over and just go swim by the sea because we're very close to that area. But now, mainly Parañaque, at least to me, Parañaque is home. Whether you live here or not, every time you go there, you feel at home. Not only because of the environment and how the people are, because everybody is so welcoming, but it just feels like home. It's very cozy. You'll find and almost anything here actually. So Parañaque is definitely a homey place, both because of the people and of course the place itself.
Okay, thank you for sharing that, Bella. So last Sunday we celebrated Mother's Day.
Yes.
So I just want to know who is Bella as a daughter to her mom?
Well, actually, my mom and I are very close. I consider her as one of my best friends. She's one of my first best friends because we practically do everything together. My mom and our relationship is very simple. We just enjoy, sometimes we enjoy watching movies together. We go, sometimes when we get manicures together, as a daughter, I've always been somebody who, well, I know that in some way, she can trust me. She can confide in me sometimes, especially as I grew older. She's been, she's kind of been my friend also, aside from being my mom. But of course, mainly, as a daughter, I've always looked up to her. She's one of the most inspiring women in my life, not only because she's my mom, but because of her independence, because of her strength. And sometimes when I can't figure something out, I'm just so amazed at how she has an answer like that. So I really look up to her because, she's such a strong woman. And I'm sure that we all look at our moms that way, or at least the majority of us, because they really do so much for all of us. And I'm so thankful for her. And as a daughter, I just really hope that I make her proud in everything that I do. And that's what I constantly strive to do.
She's a great mom. Absolutely. Okay, um now I need three answers. Who is Bella as a sister, as a friend, and as a girlfriend?
Okay. Bella as a sister is the makulit ate because I have two younger brothers, right? And we're very close at age. The one after me we're only 2 years apart, and then the one after we're 6 years apart. So I call myself the makulit ate because I'm the ate pa rin. Alam mo yun, I'm responsible. I take care of my brothers a lot. Even if they don't want me to, I always take care of them. Pero makulit din ako kasi minsan papasok ako sa kwarto nila, gigisingin ko sila. Sometimes naiinis sila, pero I love to make them kulit. And we all grew up very close together. So we'd always play together. When we were kids, I would play basketball with them sa labas ng bahay, sa street. There was like a small makeshift basketball ring lang. Tapos naglalaro kami doon ng basketball. Minsan nga nakachinelas lang kami. We really didn't care. So hanggang ngayon, even if we don't really do the same things that we did as kids, everything that we do to this day, we always make each other kulit. Actually, I had to lock na the door in my room kasi mamaya pumasok yung mga kapatid ko. Kasi we all make each other kulit. So Bella as a friend, I don't know. I think it depends. I think mainly the people who I'm closest with will know me as the friend who will always be there for you. I really make it the point to always be there for my friends, especially those people who are very, very special to me, because I don't want anybody to feel like they're alone, no matter what it is that they're facing. Especially, I have this love for lending an ear to somebody, especially if they need it the most. And I think that's one of the best ways that we can really be there for not only our friends, but even our family, our supporters, our followers, for those of you who are influencers like me. I think it's a really great way to really make connections with people. And that's really what I do. I make it a point to really at least listen, or if they want my advice, then I give it. So that's what I think I am to my friends. If my friends are watching, you guys can verify this in the comments if so. Bella as a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I think, well, in my relationship right now, I'm very comfortable with my boyfriend. And I think that's a blessing because there are some situations wherein you're in a relationship with somebody and you feel like you really can't be yourself. And if anything, being yourself should be the number one. It should be the number one priority when coming into a relationship. So, if anything, I think my boyfriend would know me best out of a lot of people in my life. He would know me best because he sees me in all forms. He sees me fully made up during Miss Universe Philippines. He sees me when I'm just at home, no makeup at all, not dressed up or anything like that. And I think, well, at least personally, I'm most vulnerable to him. I open up to him because he's there for me when I have emotional problems, when I'm stressed out about something. Sometimes, even if I can't decide to wear, I call him. I'm like, what should I wear? I don't know what to wear. So I'm very lucky to have a boyfriend who is my best friend. So I would say, as a girlfriend, probably no. I'm gonna say I'm all around. I'm a best friend. I'm a girlfriend. I can be. Well, not really a sibling, but yung kakulitan ng sibling, something like that. I guess I just make it a point to be somebody that my boyfriend can be comfortable with and be himself with, and I really do my best to be the understanding and accepting person that I think everybody needs.
Okay, so you finished Arts Bachelor in Psychology at De La Salle University, Manila. Okay,
Yes.
I just want to know, is psychology your personal choice, or is there someone who encouraged you to choose this course?
Well, actually, that's an interesting story because when I was okay, just a quick backstory. Ever since I was a kid, it was always my dream to go to La Salle. it was yun talaga yung dream school ko kasi that's where my dad went, that's where his brothers and his dad went. So it's really in the blood to go there. I mean, it's the family thing. So it's my dream. But when I was finally applying, I actually wanted to take marketing because marketing was, it was what I felt I would excel in most because it's on the business side, but it's very creative. And that's how I see myself. I think I'm very creative. So as I was applying, I was with my dad because, I think he's the best person to really guide me when it comes to these. I was with my dad and he was telling me, why don't you try to apply for a double major? Why don't you try to apply for a two-course, program? So I was like, really? But why would I need that? So anyway, he encouraged me to take both marketing and psychology. So I ended up taking it. I listed it because when you apply, you can apply for three choices, and I listed that as my first one. My second one was just marketing, and the third one was psychology alone. So luckily, I was accepted into the double major degree, which was psychology and marketing. And as I was going along in college, I realized that I started to fall in love with psychology. As you know, in school, you have your minor subjects and then you take your majors, which are they're more focused on your course. And when I started to take psychology majors, when we were focusing on, for example, one of the classes was abnormal psychology, which tackles the disorders, like depression and anxiety and all of those different disorders. That's when I realized that, oh my goodness, there's this whole community of people who are experiencing these disorders or these problems that aren't as recognized or as acknowledged as our usual sicknesses like cancer, for example, or heart attacks or dementia or anything like that. I That's when I realized that, oh my goodness, this is something that needs more attention. And not only that, of course, I realized that a little bit later on, but in the beginning I started falling in love with it because I was thinking, wow, there's actually a way to understand people, and you can study how you can understand people better. And I remember, like, as I went along through college, I I realized I was really starting to understand not only myself better, but even my family, even my friends. I was able to look at things on a different perspective. So, to cut a long story short, that is a very long story. To cut a long story short, I decided to drop my marketing major and I decided to focus on psychology because not only was it a very interesting course, but to me, I felt it would be most beneficial, not only for whatever my career might have been after college, but for me as a person. And I realized that ever since I was young, I always, like what I said, how I am with my friends. I always want to be there for them. I always want to help them in any way that I can. If I can get anything from my experiences and give them advice that will help them, that would be great because I feel like that is my purpose. So being a psychology major helped me achieve that even more.
Okay, so one of your interviews, you said that some people often mistaken psychologists as mind readers.
Yes,
Okay,
that's
so
true.
to clarify everything, just give us a preview what psychology or what psychologists like you do.
Okay, well, I graduated psychology, although I wasn't able to take the board exam, so I'm not really registered. But how I understand it, or I think how everybody should know the difference is when you say a mind reader, it's often because you think that we can already tell what you're gonna do, but it's not. If that is true, it's not because we're reading your mind. It's more of because we're reading your body language, your facial expressions, your tone of voice. It's actually the human body actually has a lot of different things that show the person that they're talking to, for example, what they're feeling or what they're thinking. So for example, if I'm going like this, you can already tell that I'm worried or that I'm thinking about something. And it's not because we're reading your minds, it's more of just because we're trained to be more sensitive to people and to these little signals that you give us. It's not really mind reading. As much as I wish it's not.
Well, I think it's more on assessment, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. Okay. So you're into business development and digital marketing, right? Before or up till
Yeah.
now.
Well, I was employed in business development for the past 2 years, but currently I'm not anymore. However, I'm still exploring digital marketing, especially with the free time. I like to learn new things. I'm exploring digital marketing, and hopefully, maybe one day I'll create a business out of it.
Oh, that's nice. So you also mentioned that you are a model by profession. Now, I just want to know what kind of modeling is it? More on a runway, commercial, or print ad?
Well, I've done a little bit of everything because modeling has always been something I've enjoyed. I've always seen it as a hobby more than a job. So I've done runway for a while in the past. I've done photo shoots depending on what it was, either for fashion magazines or I've also done TVCs, so it's a little bit of anything. Um, I do enjoy shoots the most, though, especially when it comes to ballet related shoots, because I feel like that's really where I can shine the most. But in general, modeling, it's really more of a hobby. I just love getting jobs, and it's a bonus that I get paid for it.
Okay, so I just want to know, who encouraged you, or is there someone who encouraged you to do modeling?
Well, I mean, I think my mom always encouraged me because, lagi niyang sinasabi, dream niya yan eh. Diba? Minsan mga nanay natin ganun, diba?
Yes.
I mean, she's always saying, you should do what you want. And then I remember my first modeling gig ever. If I'm not mistaken, it was my first. I was really young. I think I was maybe 11 or 10 or something. I actually don't really remember, but it was for a photo shoot for this magazine called Wedding Essentials, if you're familiar. My brother and I dressed up, I think, as a flower girl, and we did the little photo shoot. And it was really fun. And from there, I realized, I love getting dressed. I love putting makeup on. I love posing for a camera, and it was an enjoyable experience. So I think I've really just been doing it mainly because it's something that I really enjoy. And, I think that's a lesson to everybody. And I would like to invite all the girls out there and even the guys to pursue what it is that you want, no matter what people tell you. I've been told you shouldn't do modeling, you're not going to get paid much for that. But in the end of the day, it's not about the money. It's not about what you earn. It's about what you enjoy. It's about if you're doing what it is that you really want, then please, by all means, go do it. Don't let people stop you because if you do what you love, eventually you'll be able to earn a living from it. You can do other things. Don't limit yourself and definitely do not let other people limit you.
Okay, so what for you is the best fulfillment of modeling?
I love the fact, okay, personally, on an individual level, I love seeing myself in different perspectives. I love seeing myself in different looks, different hairstyles, even sometimes looks that I would never even do on my own. It's a different form of art, and I think because I've been dancing, art has always been a part of my life, and just being able to pose differently, to be able to look differently, I think it's not only is it fulfilling in a way that I'm creating art in so many different things, but I'm also showing people that, okay, I may have this face, but I can do so much with it. I can do so many different makeup styles. I can wear so many different things. I can be proud of who I am and what I look like, no matter what it is I'm wearing or no matter where I am. So I think modeling, for me at least, it gives me the benefit of being able to grow in many different ways. I get to try different characters, different styles to see which one really fits me. And if it's not really me, at least I got to do it. So it's a great experience all around.
Eto naman, if ever meron man, is there a downside of being a model?
Siguro naman meron naman talaga. Feel ko din lahat naman may downside, of course. Everything has a downside. Pero pagdating ko sa modeling, I think, well, I don't know. At least for me, in my experience, it is true sometimes that it may not be a very sustainable lifestyle if that's the only thing that you're gonna do. Unless, of course, like you're absolutely amazing and you can become a supermodel. But then again, I think there are a lot of women who really pursue that and they actually become really successful doing that alone. Um, so I guess that would be the only downside because, of course, naturally, we have to also make a living. We need to earn in order to provide for our lifestyles. Tsaka, I think also another downside, kung impatient ka, if you're not a patient person, um, there's a lot of waiting in modeling. Siyempre, mag-makeup ka, kung marami kayo, maghihintay ka, you're gonna wait, kailangan talagang ganyan. Pero in the end of the day, it's at least for me after the show, for example, kahit buong araw ako naghintay, it's still fulfilling. Nakakalimutan ko yung mga negativity before that. All the stress, all the waiting, all the boredom. In the end of the day, it's worth it. So it really depends on what you enjoy, what you want. So it makes the positivity rather outweigh the negativity.
Okay, so before we continue my questions, let's proceed first with the comments.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, I'll be reading the comments now. So we have we have Rance, Norman Tan, Alpha Farah. Hi Isabella, Bella Ismael Rojas. Oh, sorry. Hi Isabella, Bella Rojas Ismael. Okay. Hi
Hi.
daw, sabi ni Rance. Next, we have Kim, Eric, Tatunay. Hello. Sabi
Hello.
niya, hello daw.
Hi.
Okay. Uh-huh. Okay, from Rance, Norman Tan, Alpha Farah. Bella, who is your celebrity crush?
Hi, Reds. Oh my goodness. Celebrity crush. Ngayon, I think my celebrity crush is si Chris Hemsworth. Si Thor. Hindi siya
Oh,
local, pero pag fina-follow ko kasi siya sa Instagram. So every time I see his post, oh my God, yung crush ko, ang gwapo niya. Tsaka I like the fact na he's such a good dad, he's such a good husband. Alam mo yun, minsan it's more of like a crush because I admire him. Tsaka syempre, gwapo siya sa Thor. I'm a big Marvel fan, I'm a big superhero fan. So
okay. Next, we have from Kim Eric Tatunay. How are you going to embrace new normal after this pandemic?
That's a really good question. It's actually quite a challenge because my goodness, like who would have thought that this would be the new normal, no? That we can't go out as much, wala na mga mall, especially with Miss Universe Philippines, we were we were always in the studio, we were always shooting, we were always together. Tapos ang dami pa namin, 'di ba? 51 girls kami. Pero with what I'm planning to do, at least, I'm planning to number one, I'm planning to well, actually, it's in effect now. I think it's important to look at this in a positive light as much as possible, without ignoring, of course, the fact that yes, this is a difficult time for a lot of people. Sometimes it's more difficult for others than most, But personally, number one is to just remain positive no matter what. And because the new normal is like this, where we can't really make close contact, we can't really be with our groups of friends again, or even family reunions for a long time. I think personally, I'm really gonna make it a point to really reach out to these people more. If it has to be through Zoom, for example, like right now, if it has to be through Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, anything, for as long as I know I'm making more connection, then for me, that's a great way to adjust to this new normal. But I think it's also a good thing because it teaches us that human connection, it teaches us the value, rather, of human connection. And although we can't really be physically close to each other yet, at least there are so many different ways that we can connect. And mainly right now, the best way, at least for me, to adjust to this new normal is to take a look to take a look at what's around us and to truly really appreciate it, because we might have overlooked it in the past, and appreciating it now will help us feel better, and that's a start.
Okay, so from from Clark, Jusier Bales. Bella, from what age you start modeling?
Hi. I think I was 10. I'm not 100% sure, but I was talking about the wedding essentials photo shoot and I was really young then. I think I was about 10 or 11. So that's when I started modeling. I was very excited about it. I was so, I was like, I'm going to be a model. I've always wanted to be a model. Actually, when I was in high school, my dream was to be a supermodel, like, to be like the next Gigi Hadid, or back then it was Miranda Kerr, yung mga all-time idols ko. But yeah, so I was really young.
Okay, hi po. Afternoon, Miss Ismael from Melvin Tan.
Hello, Melvin.
Hi, Bella. Hi, Sir Dale from CJ Buado. Hello, CJ.
Hi, CJ.
Okay, can you, from Kim Eric Tatunay again, can you spare one realization during this crisis?
Actually, I've realized that we have been so busy with our lives, constantly going every day, tuloy-tuloy tayo, that we don't actually, for me, this might be, for you guys, it might not make sense, but have you ever taken a moment to look at the sky? In the morning, every day since the ECQ began, I would take a moment in the morning. I wouldn't even touch my phone. I'd take a moment to take a look at the sky and appreciate what the universe has for us. Because we get so busy in our lives, we forget to really take the time to just appreciate our surroundings and everything that we've been blessed with. And that's a great realization for me, because not only have I realized that I'm so in my head with everything that I need to do, but I've also realized that I kind of lose myself to all the responsibilities that I have as the person that I am. And it's allowed me to really come back, to really ground myself, and to really realize who I am as a person, why I'm here, what what the purpose is of what I'm really doing. And it's definitely humbling. So I suggest you guys in the morning or even right now, take a look at the sky, look at how beautiful it is, and just really appreciate what life has to offer for us.
Okay, I really love the Camp ABC from AJ Basconcillo Rodriguez.
Thank you. We love you too. I also love the Camp ABC. I love my sisters. I actually miss them so much. They're both at home right now, and I haven't gotten the chance to really see their faces recently, but I'm missing them so much.
Okay, from Sir Angel M. Comia. Nice to see you again, dear Bella
Hi,
Ismael.
miss you. Angel is he's our handler for Miss Universe Philippines. He's always with us. He's like our mother hen. I miss him so much.
Yes. Again from Melvin Tan. How are you naman?
Hello, I'm doing okay. To be completely honest, it's not always happy smiles and rainbows. Alam naman natin yan, mahirap talaga dahil sa pandemic na to. Um, Minsan mahirap pag hindi ka nakakalabas ng bahay. If I haven't really seen anybody, as I'm very lucky to be with my family, but it's hard, mahirap talaga. So minsan when I wake up in the morning, I don't feel so great, but that's okay, because it's normal. It's okay to not be okay, but for as long as you look forward to what's next, for as long as you try to keep positive, or at least try to keep calm, then you're okay. Thank you for asking.
Okay, thank you. From AJ Basconcillo Rodriguez. What
Hello.
makes you or what motivates you to join Miss Universe Philippines?
Okay. I like that question. In the beginning, um, I wanted to join Miss Universe Philippines because, hello, of course, it's Miss Universe Philippines. But I've
Yes.
been wanting to join since I was, I actually don't know. Okay, I don't know what age, but at least for the past 2 years, since 2018 or 2017, I knew in my head that I would want to at least try for Miss Universe. Back then, of course, wala pang Miss Universe Philippines. Um, But I always knew that I would always want to try at least to maybe possibly become a Miss Universe. So ever since then I've already been mentally preparing. And so if you were to ask me that question a few months ago, I would have said of course, because I want to be Miss Universe. I want to wear the crown, I want to have the title, being recognized as somebody. But now, especially with the pandemic and with what's been going on, I realized that being not only Miss Universe or Miss Universe Philippines, but even being a candidate or a contender, it made me realize how much of an impact I have and how much purpose I actually have being given this opportunity to represent Parañaque and to be a contender for the crown. I realized that I am here because there's something special that I can offer and that there's something special that I can stand for. And the fact that the universe made it this way, that not only am I a contender, but even during the pandemic that I would have access to social media, access to you guys, it made me realize that my motivation now is not only winning but mainly making an impact for you guys. I don't only want to preach to you guys, but I want to preach for you guys. I want to be able to be your voice. And it's crazy because if you asked me that a few months ago, I would never be saying this. So this experience alone has allowed me to grow so much from what I used to be. And I hope that I inspire you guys to do the same, because you don't have to be a candidate for a pageant in order to make an impact. And I hope that me being in this journey right now helps you realize whatever it is that you need to do for your journey.
That is very phenomenal.
Thank you.
Truly.
Thank you so much.
Okay, from David Joshua Gran. How do you prepare for your pasarela?
How do I prepare? Okay, well, of course, aside from the trainings, if anything, when you walk, not even just in Pasarela, when you walk down the streets, when you walk to go get your groceries, number one is confidence. And that doesn't just root from people telling you, "Uy, ang ganda mo, uy, para kang model." It's not that. It really has to root from within. And in the beginning, I struggled with that because I didn't really know how to feel confident in myself. But when I realized that, I am here because I'm an individual and nobody else is me, then it gives me a perspective that, I can actually walk in my own way. Like whatever way that I walk, it's me. So when I prepare for pasarela, I always breathe and I tell myself, okay, no matter who is out there, no matter what facial expression that you see, no matter how loud the cheers are, always remember, walk like you're Miss Universe. As in, you tell yourself, I am Miss Universe. And you walk on the stage as if you are Miss Universe or whoever you want to be. And immediately you will exude that confidence. And you won't even need to worry. And it's the best feeling in the world. It's liberating, really. If you yourself believe that you're Miss Universe, even if you're not yet, you'll feel great. And that's how I mainly prepare for my pasarela.
Wow. Okay, so from Sir Melvin Tan, how tall and how old are you?
How tall? I stand at 5'7". I am also 23 years old, but in August I will be 24. I'm excited. They say 24 is a fun year for people. I'm yet to find out, but thank you for asking.
Ayan, Brainy from Arich Mabahin.
Hello, thank you so much for that compliment. People always tell me I'm beautiful, but I really also appreciate people who tell me I'm smart, because I think we all work hard to be smart. We all read, and it's such a compliment. So thank you so much.
Okay, so going back to my questions here. Many people during this quarantine explore their inner chef. Have you become a self-proclaimed chef too?
Well, to be completely honest, no. I haven't been in the kitchen so much because my mom has been hogging the kitchen. Don't tell her I told you. She's been she's been baking, she's been making bread, she's been making all these things that she's never done before. So, like I kind of let her do that because that's her way of calming herself down. For me, I've been more on the side of, I just try to make shakes. I like to make smoothies. I even experimented with the dalgona coffee recently, but
Mm,
um not really. That's not how I've been spending my time. I've been spending my time more on reading, and actually, interestingly enough, I've been spending my time more on self-discovery. As much as we want to say that we know ourselves, the truth is we're constantly growing and we constantly need to figure ourselves out. And especially during this time, during Miss Universe Philippines, especially during the pandemic, I think it's really important that as a representative, as somebody who people look up to, it's important that I have a clear sense of self. So that's what I've been spending my time with. I've been trying to get to know myself more. I've ventured into meditation. I've ventured into reading self-help books, even yoga for fitness, of course, also. But it's a good feeling to just sometimes sit down for 5 minutes and just sit down in silence and listen to your soul, as they say. It's a good experience, and if you guys want to try it, it's really easy. So yeah.
what is your favorite among the recipes of your mom? What is your most favorite and why?
Okay. Ever since I was a kid, she makes this dish. It's called arroz a la cubana. It's
Oh,
basically giniling. Minsan
yes.
may
Mm.
raisins, depends. Minsan she puts corn and carrots, but it's mainly meat, tomato-based meat, and may mga saba na
Oh,
fried with
taba.
rice. It's my absolute favorite ever since I was a kid. So we've been having it a lot now recently during the ECQ kasi when before the ECQ, I was super busy. Halos hindi na ako nakakain dito sa bahay. So I'm so happy. I'm so thankful that every time she makes it, I get so excited. And then recently, she's learned how to make cinnamon rolls. So I'm such
Wow.
I have the biggest sweet tooth, and I really enjoy that. So yeah, that's what I've been enjoying recently.
In case our team, the Entertainment News Portal, there's six of us together with the ballerinas will be visiting you there in BF Homes, Parañaque. In case, what would you ask your mom to prepare for us? Preferably three dishes plus two desserts.
Okay. Um Even if Arosa Lacobana is my favorite, I would ask her to prepare her super famous meatloaf. She makes this amazing meatloaf for those of you who love meat. For those of you who don't eat meat, she makes this amazing pasta. It's olive oil based with olives and capers and tomatoes and basil. It's really, really good. I would love for you guys to try that. And I think she makes this really good, the baby potatoes, yung mga
Yes.
maliliit na purple potatoes. She makes it with butter and basil. Sobrang sarap. So I would ask her to make those three. And then siguro pag dessert, yung cinnamon rolls niya. And, hmm, well, I would get ice cream because I am a huge ice cream fan. And if you guys want to get to know me, then ice cream is the way to go. Yun. So I would serve you guys that. That would be a really good meal. I think it caters to both meat lovers and those who don't really eat meat, and it would be fun to talk about, magkwentuhan tayo and all of that. Kung pwede lang, invite ko kayo eh.
Yeah.
PCQ kasi.
Yeah, yung nga ECQ, ang dami mga checkpoint.
Mm-mm.
Maraming hinahanap. Quarantine pass, travel pass. If you don't have the travel pass, you cannot travel. If you don't have the quarantine pass, di ba? But
Oo nga.
we can get through this. We can
Yes.
catch up very soon.
Yes,
Okay?
for sure.
Now let's go to Bella as a ballerina. When did you first enter the world of ballet and why ballet?
Okay. I started ballet. If I'm not mistaken, I was only 4 years old. Uh, when in my preschool, there was a ballet school. So after class, my cousin and I would go. And well, I think in the beginning, of course, it was our mom's decision to put us there. But the reason why I stayed is because ballet was something that I really used to express myself. And at such a young age, I really felt that it gave me a sense of self also. It gave me a way to show how I felt. Since sometimes when I was a kid, sometimes I'm at home and I'm excited, I'd start dancing ballet, I'd go like that, I'd go like that, so I was it was a part of me, and I really enjoyed it because I felt that, I don't know, it was a way that I could move my body according to how I felt. And mainly that is what ballet is, despite the steps, despite what they teach you and the techniques. In the end of the day, when you dance with your emotions. So if it's sad, even when you're dancing and you're moving, even your face will be sad. You might even feel sad, within yourself. Sometimes you really have to embody it to be able to produce it. And that's why I've always danced ballet. I'm not constantly dancing because of my schedules, but every chance that I get, I go to class. Sometimes I join recitals, I join the shows, because it's mainly a part of who I am, and it's ever since in my entire life. It's always helped me create a backbone of what I do. So not only self-expression, even my discipline as a person, how I think of things, how I memorize things, my beat yun eh. Sometimes like in school even, it's all ballet related, and it's just a big part of me, and that's why I identify as a ballerina even if I'm not dancing.
Okay, what is your favorite performance as a ballerina and kailan siya nangyari?
Okay, there's so many, but actually my last recital, because I was dancing, I've been dancing with Hampton Court Ballet. It's a school here in Hillsborough, Alabang. I've been dancing with them for I think at least 10 years, probably 11 years. And the last show I joined with them was Sleeping Beauty, and I actually got to play the lead. I was Aurora. Oh my goodness, it was such a great experience because, okay, it wasn't great because it was perfect, because it wasn't perfect. Here's the ironic part. This recital, because I had the biggest role, I even made a few mistakes. At one point,
Mm.
when we go on point shoes, when we stand on our
Yeah,
toes,
yeah, yeah.
at one point, my legs were so painful. On stage during the show, I couldn't even go on points anymore because my legs were dying. It was so painful now because I think I over practiced. But anyway, the reason why it was such a great experience was because I have never seen myself grow so much as a dancer. It was my first time being a lead role. It was my first time dancing. We call it a pas de deux, which means basically it's like a duet. So it's always a girl and a boy usually, and it's a long dance. It's a very long dance. So that's why my legs were getting tired. So even though I wasn't able to produce it perfectly, it felt so good to me that I was able to do that, because it was such an achievement for me as a dancer. It was always my dream to be the prima ballerina, to be the lead of a show. And I'm so thankful to my teachers who were able to give me that opportunity. It was a great learning experience. It was a great experience for me in general as a dancer and as a girl who's always dreamed to be that. So that was my favorite. That was my favorite performance, Sleeping Beauty in 2017.
Do you think being a ballerina could give you an advantage in winning the very first Miss Universe Philippines crown? Why?
Definitely, definitely. You know, being Miss Universe, despite the fact that there are technicalities, there's criteria, there's a score sheet. If you noticed, every Miss Universe is different. Every single Miss Universe has something different, something new to offer. If you want to compare from Pia to Iris to Demi to Catriona to Zozzy, they're also different. They're very, very different, diverse women. And I love that. I feel like if I were to be Miss Universe, definitely my ballerina personality has gives me an edge, because I have great to offer. I have the discipline that I feel like inspire other people to follow. But mainly, I think because ballet has taught me to add Bella into everything that I do. I think as Miss Universe, not only will I be able to do that as a Miss Universe, but to be able to influence the people who follow me as well, to be proud of who they are, to be proud of their background, and to make sure that everything that they do has them. They don't do anything that isn't them.
Okay. Who encouraged you? Now let's go to your pageant journey. Who encouraged you to dance?
Um, my first pageant experience was actually Binibining Parañaque in 2014, and I don't know. Again, it was my mom. Again, it was my mom. Because back then, it was here in Parañaque. We have a couple of, I think we have 16 barangays. So every barangay will have a representative. So one of the, I think she was the right hand then of our barangay captain back then. She contacted my mom and they were friends because her son is best friends with my brother. So talagang connected kami. She contacted my mom and said, baka naman Bella wants to represent BF Homes sa Parañaque, Binibining Parañaque. So my mom told me and she's like, why don't you try it out? You might like it. You might do good. You might learn something from it. So I was like, okay, I don't really have anything to lose. Back then, I was in my first year of college though. So I said, okay, but of course, back then priorities ko kasi yung studies ko eh. So sabi ko, will it hinder me? Magkaka-compromise ba? But in the end of the day, I only missed, I think, if I'm not mistaken, like 2 weeks of school, which wasn't a problem. Thank God. My profs were very considerate. So it was my mom mainly who told me I should try it. And it ended up really good. I ended up winning, which I did not expect kasi wala akong experience noon. It was a great experience. And the best part about it, I think, was that I was just really being myself. Because I didn't have training, because I didn't have experience, all I knew was to do what I knew best. So it's a good experience. And sometimes that's the benefit of being fresh into something, that you give so much authenticity and you give so much genuinity. And if anything, that's the best way to do it.
Well, I saw some pictures of you when you are crowned as Miss Parañaque or Binibining Parañaque. Now, I saw this one picture with your aunt, okay, with your aunt. Everyone knows Miss Universe 1973 Margie Moran, right? Have
Yes.
you get an advice or any advice from her when you decided to join Miss Universe Philippines?
Well, actually, ever since, even before I decided to join, Tita Margie has always been quite supportive. She'd always tell me because it's something that my family would always talk about. They'd always say, you should follow in Tita Margie's footsteps. You should try to be Miss Universe. You should try to join. So every time that would come up, for example, if we had a family gathering and she was there, my aunt or my dad would say, "Oh, Margie, she's gonna be the next Miss Universe," And Tita Margie would always be like, "Yeah, you should try. You should go for it." She's always been so supportive, and she would always just tell me, like it's not easy. It's definitely not easy to be in a pageant, to put yourself out there, but it's important that you're always yourself and you do your best. And that's always just been what she's telling me. And even now that I really don't get to see her, I haven't really seen her in a while. She's been so supportive, even through Facebook, even through social media. She comments sometimes, especially when my very proud dad, shares like my posts. She always comments or she likes, and she's like winner or something like that. I mean, of course, first and foremost, she's my tita, and I'm very very thankful to have her as a supportive person in my life. But yeah, I think, mainly she's trying to let me, like, she's giving me space, which I appreciate. She's letting me have my own experience, my own journey. That's mainly Bella Ysmael, not exactly as her niece, but it's good. It's just the right amount of support that I really appreciate from her, and I'm very, very thankful.
Well, one of your major breakthrough is when you become the first runner-up of the Century Tuna Buds.
Yes, yes.
Um, I just want to know what is your preparation for this? Kasi iba to eh, right? It's a different, I mean, it's a different type of competition. Hindi siya, it's not a typical pageant. Can you tell us your preparation for this competition?
Yes, actually, you're right. The preparation for Century Tuna, because it's a fitness competition, was so different, especially back then, so different from my Binibining Parañaque preparation. In fact, with Binibining Parañaque, I feel I didn't have enough time to really focus on my physical fitness at the time. But I did what I can. But with Century Tuna, I really focused on eating healthy. I started to exercise more because back then, payat kasi akong bata. So, hindi ako masyadong nag-workout dati. So, I really had to adopt a new lifestyle wherein not only am I eating healthier, where I'm eating better food, pero nag-exercise talaga ako. I started going to the gym. Of course, ballet is always a part of it. It's always my exercise. But iba yung preparation for that. Because it's a fitness competition, I really prepared more in terms of my body. And of course, my mind, because mental health is always a part of your health and your fitness. But it was mainly body preparations. So actually, even during the competition, I was able to improve myself more, not just before. So it was a good experience, and it was nice because I got to meet so many people from different industries who were all very passionate about fitness. And it was nice to meet so many people like that kasi nakaka-inspire. And when you surround yourself with people who are passionate about keeping themselves healthy, then they influence ka din eh. So it's also important that you keep track of who you're involved with, who you're around. It helps you develop yourself also.
Okay. Before we proceed again, punta ulit tayo sa comment section. Basa ulit tayo.
Okay.
Marami daw gusto magpa-shoutout. Okay. Okay, so watching with us is Rabia Mateo. Hello, Bella.
Hi, Ruby. Oh my God, I miss you so much. Thanks for watching, sis.
From Gian Castro, ang ganda nyo po, pang-artista kayo.
Hello, Gian. Thank you so much. Ang bait naman. Nakakakilig.
Yeah, uh, shout out daw to Janice. Yan.
Shout out to Janice. Thank you so much for
From New
joining.
York City.
Oh, hello. Hi. Oh my goodness. Wow. Anong oras na dyan? Thank you so much
Yeah.
for joining us. I really appreciate that you take the time to watch. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it.
Okay, Adam Henatop, Sash Factor is watching with us.
Hello, Adam. I'll see you very soon. Thank you for taking the time to watch us today.
From Gian Castro, tell her she looks like Kelly of the Society, Netflix series.
Oh my gosh, really? Thank you. I used to watch that actually. Oh my goodness, I love her. I should actually catch up on that. Thanks for reminding me.
From Janice Domino Bonomo. Ito yung from New York City. I love her. She
Oh,
loves you daw.
I love you too. Thank you so much, Janice. Thank you for watching. Sending my
Fight.
love.
You will win.
Thank you. I hope so. Fingers crossed. Please pray
She
for
can
me.
speak better than the others. Okay. Thank you,
Thank
Janice.
you so much. Thank you.
A dancer has a great chance in winning Miss Universe.
I'd like to think so. I hope so. We dancers have that edge.
Okay, I am from New York nga. Okay. From Alan Julius and Bagayan. Hi, Miss Bella. I have seen you before and totally I was floored by your beauty. Anyway, what makes your platform different from the rest? Proud Paraqueño here.
Hello, fellow Parañaqueño. I appreciate your support. My platform it's this, Miss Universe Philippines, and like because of you guys, because you follow me, I'm so thankful for all of that. Please continue to support me, guys, because I wouldn't be able to do this without all of you guys. So thank you so much.
From Gian Castro again. Closest Miss Universe Philippines candidate.
The closest. Oh, that's so hard to just put out one because I'm close with a lot of different girls. Um, I'll just mention some of the ones I'm closest to, I guess. I'm closest to, of course, like Rabia, she's here right now, Rihanna, Christelle, Eliza, Zandra, Marielle. Oh my God, so many people. Actually, I'm close with a lot of them, to be completely honest, because we have been able to spend time together. We have been able to talk, others, Ivana, am I forgetting anybody?
Uh,
Pammy, a lot of different, a lot of different girls. And I'm very, very blessed to be with a batch of girls who are so, so nice. I can't believe it. When I entered Miss Universe Philippines, I was thinking, oh my God, baka competitive sila, nakakatakot. But in the end of the day, no, they're all super sisterly, and I'm so thankful. Kahit hindi kami masyadong close, because sometimes by batch kami, diba? So there are some girls I haven't gotten to spend so much time with. So kahit hindi kami close, we're super, super feeling close kami, and it's the best feeling ever. Yun. So, sino pa? Like sila Kiara, Ysabella Galleria, all of them. Paula. I miss them na nga eh. Nakaka-miss. Oh my God. I hope I see them soon.
okay, from Belle Maestradi, Queen Heart Isabella.
Hello. Hello, Queen. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it.
Okay, from Gian Castro, what are your plans since October pa po ang finals ng Miss Universe Philippines?
Well, as a contender, of course, we're going to have things lined up for us. If you've seen Miss Universe Philippines' post recently, we're gonna have some activities, we're gonna have some shoots, even some video shoots. So my plan is, of course, to mainly just be me as much as I can, and all of those things that we're going to produce for you guys. I really want you guys to get to know me as much as possible. I know a lot of you are not very familiar with who I am, and that's why I'm doing all of this. And I'm so thankful. Thank you, ENP, by the way, for having me. I'm glad I'm able to. I'm glad I'm able to talk about who I am and for you guys to get to know me. So that's mainly my plans on a personal level. I plan to really more of just spend time with my family as much as I can. I'm gonna try to stay connected with family, friends, and even you guys as much as possible. So make sure you follow me on social media, and mainly to spend time with myself. I think that's one of the most important things that I'm going to be doing. It's very important. Let's not neglect ourselves as much as we want to be selfless people who help others. Remember to love yourself and to take care of yourself. It's very important.
Okay, we have here an interesting question. Actually, it's like a pageant question.
Okay.
Uh, this question is from Miss America 2019 or 2020. Uh, we live in a time where cancel culture is prevalent. How do you think we should deal with that?
Cancel culture, there are pros and cons to it. In my opinion, there are mainly cons, but I'll start with the pros. The pros of it is that because it's a culture, in some way it unites us because we're able to share our opinions and even connect with other people who have the same opinions as us. However, mainly personally, I think the cancel culture is not very positive. It's we live in a time wherein we are able to speak freely of what our opinions are, and the cancel culture does not promote respect. In my opinion, if we want to deal with differences in opinions, the best way to do that is to just respect the person. If they have different opinions than you, then that's all right. Not everybody has to have the same opinion as you, and not everybody has to agree with you, and that's completely okay. So instead of canceling somebody for what they stand for, respect them and stand for what you believe in, and we'll all possibly, hopefully, live in a better world where we don't have to bring each other down.
Great answer.
Thank you.
Okay. Uh-huh. Okay, we have Zico Manzano. Go, go, anak. Heart,
Hello,
heart,
Mama
heart.
Zico. I love you. Mama Zico is our pasarela trainer and all around mama. He takes care of us very well, and I'm so thankful for him.
Well, thank you for watching, Mama Zico.
Thank you, mama.
From Anne Morial. Go, Bella.
Hi, Rayan. Thanks for watching. I miss everybody na.
Yeah. From Celine R. Negosa. You look like Kylie.
Hello, Celine. Thank you. If you're talking about Kylie Versosa, oh my goodness. Such a compliment. If you're talking about Kylie Jenner, oh my goodness, compliment then. Pero alam ko naman hindi ko siya kamukha. But thank you so much. Thank you.
Can you describe to us what is the exact feeling that finally you are in Miss Universe Philippines? You are launched as an official candidate and you are wearing the sash with the name of your city saying Parañaque.
Oh my gosh, guys. You know that feeling when actually hindi ko ma-explain eh. Kasi alam mo yung feeling na you've been wanting to do something for so long and now you're finally doing it. Parang hindi pa rin nangyayari. Parang hindi ka makapaniwala na talaga, I'm here? Really? I mean, it's so crazy to think about because I've been preparing for this for quite a while and now that I'm here, I remember when I was standing in the room when we had our screening, when we were already confirmed. Or no, not yet, sorry, but we had our final screening. I was standing there and I was like looking around and I was just like, oh my God, I am here. I am one step closer to achieving this dream of mine that has been my dream for the longest time. It's if anything, it's humbling. It makes you realize that parang hard work really pays off. You know, in the end of the day, there were so many times when I felt like, okay, I probably can't do this. Maybe I can't. Maybe I'm not working hard enough. And then I realized, oh my goodness, I'm here. I'm standing in the stilettos that are going to take me, that are going to help me take my strides towards my dream. And it's surreal and humbling. That is the experience. And yeah, it's great. It's really great. And I hope you guys experience something in the same way as well.
Okay, so can you tell us more about your advocacy, this mental health awareness?
Yes. Well, I'm very passionate about mental health in general. As you guys know, right now I want to push for mental health education and awareness because it's important for me. At least I think it's important that we not only understand or not, it's not just about being aware of what the realities are when it comes to mental health, but education means we actually learn about it. I think, especially here in the Philippines, there's still a lack of consideration, acknowledgement, understanding, and priority sometimes of mental health. And in reality, our brains are what makes our entire body function. So if our brains are sick, then we won't be able to function properly. And it's important that we take care of this. We take the necessary steps to take care of it. So personally, as somebody who has, an impact, oh no, it's starting to rain. As somebody who tries to have an impact and has a following, I do my best to take care of myself, physically and mentally, and hopefully I can inspire you guys to do the same thing. I have a few partnerships with a couple of organizations. For example, like Tanglao Mental Health, they are on Instagram. Well, as of now, they're online because they promote mental health education. And if you guys can check them out, I'll probably share the Instagram later on my stories if you follow me on Instagram. And they share some really good information that you can use, especially now during the pandemic. That, if you're dealing with certain things like stress, anxiety, maybe even depression, or whatever it is that you're dealing with, they have a lot of material that will help you. And there's a lot of different things that we have here in the Philippines that we can offer, that you can access to help yourself. Don't be afraid to help yourself. Don't be ashamed if you need help, especially when it comes to your mental health, your mental wellness. And if anything, reach out. We're all here to help each other out. We're all here to help ourselves. It's nothing to be ashamed about. And let's normalize it.
Okay, what do you think is the most important learnings that this pandemic would like to convey to us? And what is your message to all the people, to all of us here in the universe experiencing this pandemic or surviving, thriving in this pandemic?
Yes. Some of the most important things I think that this pandemic is teaching us as human beings is number one, when you're given something and you exploit it too much, when you overuse it, there will be consequences. And I think that's mainly the reason why this pandemic is happening right now, because we as human beings may have taken advantage of our resources. So that's number one. And I think that that can lead us to also, like I've mentioned earlier, mainly just appreciating what we have now and not abusing it, just taking advantage of it to our benefit, but not abusing that. Another thing I think is, you know, learning how to be compassionate towards each other, because we've lived such busy lives that we tend to focus on ourselves and what we have to do, that sometimes we don't even realize that the person next to us is in need of help. This pandemic, I think, has really taught us to forget our materialistic, our materialistic desires, and to realize that in the end of the day, human connection is so important. Your basic needs like sleeping, your basic needs like eating properly, getting the right exercise, spending time with your family, it's teaching us that we need to be more compassionate and we need to be more sensitive towards the people around us. We all need each other. Be sensitive to your neighbor, be sensitive to your roommate, be sensitive to your brother if ever he needs you, and be sensitive to yourself mainly. Despite the fact that this is a difficult time, it teaches us that everything that we need to grow as people and to be the best versions of ourselves, like everybody says, is within us. We just have to realize it. And if it means staying at home, then that's great. If it means staying at home and sitting down and just thinking about what it is that you can offer to this world. If you're a frontliner, thank you. If you're not, if you're a team bahay, you can do so much better, and you can share on social media, you can donate if you want, you can just spend time with your family and spend time with yourself. So this pandemic, despite it being negative, there's a lot that we can learn from it for as long as we sit down and look at what's around us.
Okay, is now your time to promote your advocacy, or if you have a donation drive ongoing, and also your social media.
Okay, well, okay, mainly if you guys are already following me, and if you're not, by the way, I'm at Bella Ysmael on Instagram. I share a lot of different donation drives, mostly on my Instagram stories. Personally, I do not have a specific one. However, I do my best to promote as many as possible, because a lot of, especially my sisters, for example, they have already created a lot of donation drives for many different purposes. Some for PPEs, some for food, some for creating care packages, or even for donations for their communities. And I just want to support them as much as possible. So right now, I would like to please invite you guys to follow me on Instagram so you can keep up with all these donation drives that really do their best to help the frontliners, the people who are putting themselves out there, even their communities, those who are in need. Because if there are already different drives, and if we keep creating drives, then there's going to be too much. But it's always good to help. So if you don't want to create a new drive, then please go onto my profile. I will constantly share ways that you can do your part in donating or helping or contributing whatever it is that they might need. Or personally, following my journey, my purpose right now is to provide you guys with as much help as I can, especially when it comes to your mental wellness. This is a difficult time for all of us, like we all know, especially when it comes to our mental health. So join me, help me by spreading the word about mental health, about anything that you come across that will help somebody calm down. For example, if they have anxiety, something that they could do to de-stress themselves, something as little as that. Please help me by spreading the word. It doesn't have to come from me. Even if you come across an article, if you come across a photo, even share it. Use your platform. Help me build a platform, help me build a community by using your own platform as well. I would really appreciate that. Mainly, thank you so much. Thank you so much for helping me and supporting me. This support from you guys has been extremely overwhelming in the best way. I am so thankful. I never thought I would be able to reach out to so many of you, to be able to be heard by you guys. And I owe this all to you guys. And thank you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I couldn't be more thankful. And let's just work together to get through this pandemic stronger and hopefully healthy.
Thank you very much, Bella. Now, for those who have their comments on the comment section, I'll try to screenshot your comments and send it to Bella later. Ang dami na kasi. Okay,
Okay.
and yeah, ang dami na. So, and we only have 1 hour for this live interview, so medyo lumampas lang kami ng konti. And grabe, nakakatawa because I prepared many questions pero I have to skip the other questions kasi nasagot na niya. Tama nga siya, madaldal nga siya. So, madami doon sa mga questions ko ang nasagot na niya. And some questions are, medyo in-skip ko na ng konti para matapos na yung, maano namin yung 1 hour kahit lumampas lang ng konti. And thank you din po sa mga nanood sa amin, especially to your Mama Zico Manzano of the camp. Thank you so much for your support, for viewing, for watching us go live with Queen Bella here. Okay,
Thank you.
so after this, just on our break, we will have another Miss Universe Philippines 2020 candidate. Now this time from Parañaque, we will go to Pasig City. We will have Rihanna Agata Pangindian. Okay, that's 5 o'clock today. So I will be having a short break. Then afterwards, I'll go live again with Rihanna, Miss Universe Philippines 2020 Pasig City. Okay, so uh, tomorrow we will have again two Miss Universe Philippines. We have April Smith and Sandra Santa Maria. Okay, so for to all who watch us today, thank you very much. Thank you very much from start till the end of our live. Thank you so much for tuning in with us. This has been your correspondent for today, Dale, and we wish you all the best and please stay safe. Okay, stay safe, stay home. Kaya natin to. We will get all of us will get through this. We heal as one. Okay, so bye bye, Bella. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dale, for having me. Thank you, ENP. Thank you so much, guys, again for watching. I really appreciate you guys. I'll catch you on my next live and make sure to watch my sister Rihanna later and my two sisters tomorrow. Thank you so much, you guys, for constantly supporting us. This wouldn't be possible without you guys. And I love you all so very much.
Bye bye.
Hi.